Staff Sergeant Cole Ramirez had given everything to the Corps and to his wife, Madison. For 8 years, while he served multiple deployments overseas, Madison stayed back in San Diego, handling the bills, keeping the house in order, and, Cole believed, waiting faithfully for him. They met right after his first tour in Afghanistan. She was soft-spoken, a kindergarten teacher with a smile that could melt concrete. For a Marine hardened by war, Madison was his peace, his home. But after Cole returned from his latest deployment, 9 brutal months in Syria, something felt different. Madison was distant. Her hugs were colder. Her phone seemed permanently glued to her hand, and she guarded it like a classified file. Cole chalked it up to the long distance until he found the necklace. It wasn't his. It was on their bedroom floor, tangled in the bed sheets. Gold, inscribed with a name he didn't recognize. T.A.? The Marine in him didn't panic. He analyzed, observed, gathered intel. Over the next few days, he used every skill the military had drilled into him. He memorized her schedule, tracked her car's location using a GPS tile. He discreetly planted under the back seat, and even installed a hidden camera in the living room disguised as a Bluetooth speaker. It didn't take long. On the 3rd day, while Cole was out running errands, Madison brought someone home. Tall, athletic, wearing civilian gym gear. But when the camera caught the man's face clearly, Cole's chest went ice cold. Lieutenant Tyler Anderson, a fellow Marine, one of Cole's own. That betrayal stung deeper than any shrapnel ever had. Cole didn't scream. He didn't cry. He didn't confront them. He planned. Over the next week, Cole carefully crafted his revenge, not with fists, but with precision. Cold, Marine-grade precision. Step 1, gather evidence. He downloaded every video. Took screenshots of text he later extracted from Madison's iCloud backup. He copied receipts, gathered timestamps, and even had a friend from Cyber Command trace Lieutenant Anderson's encrypted burner texts. Everything went into a neat folder labeled Operation Backstab. Step 2, destroy them legally and personally. Cole delivered the evidence to JAG, Judge Advocate General. Fraternization, adultery, and conduct unbecoming of an officer. For a married Marine to sleep with another Marine's wife? Automatic court-martial fodder. Lieutenant Anderson was stripped of rank within weeks, pending full discharge. His promising career? Torched. Step 3, confront her. Once. With finality. Cole came home one evening, calm as ever, in full dress blues. Madison was on the couch, texting. Probably Anderson. He placed the folder on the coffee table. "Open it," he said. She did. As she flipped through the contents, her face turned pale. "This?" she stammered. "You. How long have you?" "I trusted you," Cole said. "I went to war for this country, and you turned our home into a battlefield." Tears began to form, but he didn't flinch. He handed her a pen and a prepared divorce agreement. "I'm keeping the house. You leave tonight. You get nothing but your car and your clothes." "But Cole, He turned and walked away, his final words curt, military clean. Dismissed. Months later, Cole stood on a pier watching the sun dip beneath the Pacific. Peaceful, alone but not broken. He wasn't just a Marine. He was a man who took betrayal and buried it with honor. Semper Fi, even when others aren't. The months that followed were quiet, but they weren't easy. Cole adjusted to civilian life with the same discipline he applied in combat. Early mornings, long runs, heavy lifting. Every rep, every drop of sweat burned off the rage. What hurt the most wasn't just a betrayal. It was how long it had gone on behind his back. How many deployments he'd gone on thinking Madison was his anchor when she was busy sinking his ship. But he never looked back. Until one day, she called. He let it ring. Let her voice go to voicemail. "Cole, please? I know I messed up. I've been going to therapy. I miss you. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Please call me." Delete. He wouldn't give her the closure she didn't deserve. One night, at a Veterans Benefit dinner hosted at Camp Pendleton, Cole ran into Major Reynolds, his former commanding officer. "You handled that situation with Anderson better than most would have," Reynolds said, handing him a glass of bourbon. A lot of men would have gone straight for his throat. Cole smirked. I'm a Marine, not a savage. Still, court-martial was poetic. You made sure justice was served. Cole nodded, but his eyes drifted. That's when he saw her, Elena Martin, one of the event photographers, adjusting her lens by the stage. She wasn't flashy, but she had a quiet confidence, an honesty in the way she carried herself that caught his attention. When she caught him staring, she smiled. Marine or model? She asked. Cole chuckled. Depends on who you ask. They talked, and kept talking, and kept finding reasons to talk again. She was different, gentle but tough, not afraid of his silences. Never asked for more than he could give, but always made space when he was ready. 6 months later, the divorce was finalized. Madison tried to reach out again, through friends, social media, even showing up once outside his gym. But Cole didn't flinch. He gave her exactly what she gave him for all those years. Silence. Meanwhile, Anderson's dishonorable discharge became official. Word spread quickly. No Marine wanted anything to do with him. His reputation was scorched earth. Jobs pulled offers. His girlfriend, who he left Madison for, left him once she saw the fallout. And Cole? He was finally living. He opened a small tactical training center for veterans transitioning to civilian security jobs. Taught discipline, purpose, gave back. And Elena? She stood by him. Never asked about Madison. Never judged his scars. One night, while walking along the shore, she took his hand and whispered, You're not broken, Cole. You're battle-tested. There's a difference. And for the first time in years, he believed it. Final note. Revenge wasn't in the blood of a Marine. Justice was. And Cole Ramirez didn't just survive betrayal. He made sure no one would ever mistake his silence for weakness again. 1 year later, Cole stood on the rooftop of his training facility, the sun dipping low over San Diego's skyline. Below, veterans jogged through obstacle courses, shouted cadence, and moved like they had purpose again. His center, Iron Valor Tactical, had become more than just a business. It was a lifeline for dozens of former soldiers trying to rebuild after war and loss. He leaned on the railing, sipping coffee, when a sleek black car pulled up outside the gate. Out stepped Madison. She looked older, thinner. The shine in her eyes was gone, replaced by guilt and desperation. She walked through the gate timidly, holding a thin envelope. I didn't come to cause trouble, she said, meeting his eyes. Just to say I'm sorry. Truly. Cole didn't move. I don't expect you to forgive me, she continued, her voice cracking. But I wanted you to have this. She held out the envelope. It's from Tyler. He wrote it before he left the country. Said he couldn't face you. Cole took the envelope silently. She lingered, waiting, hoping, but all he said was, You should go now. Back in his office, Cole opened the letter. Ramirez, I ruined everything. My career, my reputation, your marriage. I thought I was invincible. I wasn't. You could have ruined me with your fists, but instead, you let the system handle me. That's what made it worse. You stayed honorable. I'm heading to Costa Rica, trying to start over. You don't owe me anything. Just know you handled it like a man, like a Marine. I didn't. Anderson. Cole folded the letter once, slowly, then tossed it into the fireplace behind his desk and watched it burn. That evening, as the last trainees filled it out, Elena walked into the office with 2 cold beers and a quiet smile. She noticed the ashes still glowing in the fireplace. Everything okay? Cole took one of the bottles and nodded. Yeah, just close the chapter. She raised her bottle. To new ones. Cole tapped hers gently. To never settling for less than loyalty. They clinked bottles and drank. Outside, the flag over Iron Valor Tactical waved proudly in the breeze. Not just a symbol of country, but of survival, of strength, of knowing when to fight back and when to walk away. Months later, at a military commendation dinner, Cole was awarded a Community Hero Medal for veteran support and leadership. During his speech, he ended with this. You don't always get to choose the battles life throws at you, but you damn sure get to choose how you respond. I chose honor. I chose peace. And when I lost everything I thought I needed, I found exactly what I deserved. The crowd rose in a standing ovation, and in the back of the room, Elena smiled quietly, because a Marine who once lost it all had finally won